2016, Surf and Bins with TB and AB. Got It Good, Kate Janata featuring Craig David, the R&B god. And then Be Your Girl, Teja Moses, Kate Janata on the remix again. Where are we going now? What have we decided we were going to talk about?
That's a good question. I feel like really we're at the stage where we've covered like Ali and I's little relationship, childhood into Sydney, and then it's kind of gets to this point in the show and it's like, hey, Ali, you know, here's a bit of a platform for the music you want to play for us, like as in what are you listening to now, but also what are you doing now, like what do you do, what excites you, what's your future look like, what's the next things in terms of work, like that kind of vibe.
Sure. Far out. Well, I mean, my work right now, I'm an art director and I work for Adairs, so bed linen, furniture, homewares. Shout out Adairs. Of course. But I love it, and I'm very, you know, it was one of the gigs that it was one of those stars aligning things that when I moved here, I was like, oh yeah, and naturally how my career, I suppose, has kind of ended is that, or not ended, but the trajectory I've gone down is furniture, homewares, interiors, and I worked in as the art director for a furniture company called MCM House a couple of years. Oh, yeah,
Shout out MCM House. Some of the comfiest stuff.
It's the best.
Yeah, it's really nice to touch too.
This is a huge upgrade from what we were running in season 1. That hurt our backs so bad.
I was slouching, I would fall off, and the duck feathers were starting to like poke out.
And
I'd get I'd put my elbow down and get little pricks. Anyway, MCM House.
MCM's the best. And Penny Constanti she was my boss when I worked there, and I know she has a lot. I know my girl. Thanks. She has a lot to do with Tom and Nads, and we love her. And but you know, after that, I was in media and doing advertisements for Harvey Norman, and which is less glamorous but more commercial, and that's definitely a skill set to have. And
some scale, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now I'm at Adairs, and which is it's been really fun, and it's been a really great gig to land on in Melbourne. And
what does it mean to be an art director?
It means that for me specifically, it's a lot of in the role that I'm in, it kind of means different things no matter where you are. Like I think photographers, and I know that photographers can be art directors, and stylists and you know, creatives can be art directors. But in my role, my background is graphic design. It's a lot of creating imagery to look like. Let me start again.
How can I say how you explain it to me?
Please, because I
feel like the last bit of that sentence was brand consistent. But you were like, anything that the business puts out there that is art, pamphlets, logos. If you're Harvey Norman, the shots of the bedsides next to like whatever it is that's actual graphic art that relates to the brand is what I control. So if you were a Harvey Norman and you're the art director, right, you could theoretically hijack it and make it into a whatever it is, 70s surf rock.
100%.
It's like you kind of curate all the art and all the media and all the brand imagery to match the brand and keep it all consistent, so you don't have a photographer A who's like going for this cool thing that's their personal expression and photographer B doing something else. Is that correct?
Totally. It's like understanding the brand to so much that you are kind of in control of the creative output and make sure that that is aligned with what the marketing message is or the product message is. So at Adairs specifically, my role is kind of like all the imagery that goes out for each individual product and how can we best represent this online, or you know, the social team and the marketing team and creating imagery in studio. Like Adairs has their own in-house studio, and our goal is to create imagery that looks like real living rooms or bedrooms to inspire masses of people. And Adairs, you know, they're 100 years old, this brand, and
are they actually 100
years old?
Is that right?
100 years old.
Wow.
And this is a good ad for Adairs. But I mean, absolutely. But I mean, in the sense that, like, you know, it's great, and I've really enjoyed my work there, and I continue to do so. But yeah, I think that I've been very fortunate to be able to combine my education and my degree in graphic design and my interest in furniture and homewares and interiors.
I'm going to have to cut you off. I don't know how fortunate it is. I think it's like a lot of hard work and a lot of skill.
Thanks, man.
And just like being super talented. I don't think you should
Thanks,
sell yourself
man.
short by saying it's luck.
Oh, well,
But
man, not everybody not everybody gets to do, and I know this sounds so cliche, but not everybody gets to combine the thing that they're trained to do with the thing that they are interested in outside of work together, And Tom, for example, your talents and your skill and your ability and your career is AFL, but your creative interests and your consistent enthusiasm to do things that challenge you, that are creative, or learn about things you don't know, and all these things that so deeply broaden your mindset and your toolkit is really impressive. And people don't do that, and I don't know. People either end up in one direction and that's where they stay forever and they wish that they'd taken another route. People end up in a direction that they can steer back into their passion, which is sort of where I am. Or people, I've lost my tangent, but or go the other way and
People
they
just
never
do it the other way would be just do it
yeah.
and just give it hell, and whatever you
100%.
want is next.
So I must say I'm very, and the older I get, and being the one with the creative career in our family, I can't believe how much of a creative mindset and ability you have as someone who studied science and friggin' philosophy, and now you're doing sport, and then we're talking about doing some graphic design work for companies here and there that is previously nothing that you've had any training in, and you're like, oh fuck, how the hell does Tom know about the rule of thirds? How does Tom know about this palette and blah blah? It's so great.
Such a wonderful, amazing older sister.
Shut your mouth.
No, truly, and it's taught me everything I know. And it's back to the pool party thing. It's like I've just had everything just spelt out for me in terms of this is how you behave, this is how you joke, this is how you laugh, and you would have both. Everyone and the audience as well will have seen that Ali walks into rooms and the fucking energy changes, and she's the center of it, and she makes the cards fall the way they do. It's just like she controls what happens. And I think you're a very natural leader, and I feel like I've learnt almost everything just off you on how to behave. And it's hard to say whether you learn it or where you are it, or talk about our parents. I'm start getting older, starting to think our parents might have just been just cool as and great fun people who loved a good time and good leaders, as and free thinkers as well. So it's hard to separate taught, learnt, or are and is, but I've always felt that you're that for me, and that's why now I can and hopefully will point my intention at whatever I want, because I know that the fundamental thing is what you've taught me, which is you just have a good time regardless, and you just have energy, and once you stop loving it and not wanting to do it and not being passionate about it, then you just go on to what you want to do. And why would you ever waste your time doing anything but that?
100%, man. If that's the philosophy, just that last little bit, if that's the philosophy that I've heard you, how good.
Yeah, you've taught me that.
Oh, mate, I've truly, I hope that everybody would take that away. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, and not to say by any means that is so beautiful. I love you so much.
I love you more.
But and I hate to be so grim about this, but if losing a parent teaches you anything, do whatever the fuck you want to do when you want to do it. And just lean into every opportunity. Say yes to everything that you want to do. I just can't stress that enough. Who are you living life for if not yourself?
And what's the worst that can happen?
100%. And you just go and you give it a crack. And I think that's my real mentality. I remember really clearly when I moved to Sydney, I was a bit like, fuck, I don't think I know what I'm doing, Dad. I don't have any money. I don't have any experience. I've just finished uni. Who the hell is going to hire this idiot? What the hell's going on? And Dad was like, and I think, him being from Newcastle, he moved to Wollongong. He was in Sydney for a little while, and then he went to Perth because why not? And that's where he met my mum. He stayed there forever, our mum. And I remember really clearly him saying to me, like, fuck, Al, like, if you go for a year and it doesn't work out, you turn around, you come back. Like, you're so lucky in that sense to be able to have a family and an environment that you can return to. Take every opportunity as it comes. Say yes to everything you get handed. And I just I'm so glad that that's the message that you think, because I think that would I couldn't be a prouder big sister if that is the message that you're taking away.
No, that is it. And it took me like 10 years, even though I was doing it in nature myself, it took me 10 years to be like, oh, Ali, you know, why don't you just buy Aperol Spritz and go on everyone's boat and like save no money and just like
That's
literally
true.
like, what the fuck? How do you not like have this dread about like fucking everything that I have and like, oh my God, what am I going to do in the future? I'm going to be homeless, like fuck. And it's like, oh no, I actually see that you just got this understanding that we've spoken about on the Josh Rotham episode and on a bunch of solo episodes, that it's like, nah, man, fundamentally you do what you want to do, and then all the other stuff just falls in line or it doesn't, and it doesn't matter. But why would you bother for 1 second doing anything but living your best life,
Other than
pursuing
exactly what you want to
the
do.
goals that you want to do and just attacking them with absolute maximum intensity and then crashing on the couch
Yeah,
at Christmas
100%.
at 7 p.m. and falling asleep. Like, that's just what you do and why you do it. And I feel like that's probably a good segue to lead us into a couple of the songs that you're loving right now, and they're in the background while you're doing that, which you do every day, and I love you for it.
I reckon that like couldn't be a more perfect way to finish. You guys have both looked at each other with the biggest smiles on your faces the entire time. I get the feeling that you are probably going to be a mainstay on this podcast.
I'll come back for sure.
Yeah.
I have
There-
more wines and took some more smack.
We just thank
I don't
you
know
for your
what's going on.
honesty. Thank you for your stories. Like, it's so great that, you know, you, Tom, you're playing AFL and you're like, okay, cool, I'm going to have this podcast. And you're like, I don't want to talk to someone who I don't care about. I want to talk to my sister. I want to talk to Nadia, which I can't wait to get to. Like, that's fucking cool, man.
Mate, it's the best. It's what needs to be made. It's the content that needs to be made, and not in a like a what's the word? Like, yeah, external sense, in an internal sense. It's like, that's what this is. This is what this concept's about. So that one day it's not me talking to Wayne Carey about some shit. It's me and
Please
my
come
sister.
on the podcast, Wayne.
Sorry, Darko. You would be an amazing.
Come on, Dark Line.
You would be an amazing.
The door is open. The door's open.
But it's more like, here's me and Ali at 30 and 31, and we're talking about our dad and we're playing this stuff, and here's Nads and I, and here's Billy and Benson when they're at this age, and like, this is what I am, and this is what this is trying to express that. And we'll get to Doug, and that'll be a sick episode. But right now, and for like this time, and what we need is, for me, is to speak to Ali, speak to Ted, speak to Eusta, speak to Darcy, speak to all the people who are like front and center in my musical influence, as well as in my life and my values and my upbringing. And I feel like you've done that justice today, Ali.
Great. I'm so glad. Thanks so much for having me, guys. I just I keep looking over at Dan being like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for all of the stuff
need
you're
to
going to have to crop
apologise,
out
man.
of this.
There's
I'm
no cutting.
sorry, man. It goes for so long.
No,
Quick shout out, MCM House, comfy
Absolutely.
as hell.
Thanks,
Nadia
Chugger.
Rosa.
Thanks, Penny.
Man, you've got 4 songs to go as hard as you like.
Let's do it. I'm ready. There might be, I'd just like to leave this. I'll tell you what, no context. This is going to be a real mixed bag for these last 4.
But you know what? I'm going to do the old PTA.override
Oh, shit.
and just say, mate, you can have 6 if you want.
Oh,
Truly.
override,
You know,
for
like
sure,
you can
man.
have whatever,
This could be
because
8 because I think we might sit here and open another bottle of wine.
yeah,
Oh.
it's not like, oh, I'm going to be, you know, oh, wow, these are going to hit on me. These are going to fucking be fire.
Well, I hope you love them.
An
I hope you
absolute
guys
time.
love them. I hope everyone loves them.
So at PTA.listen, if you love the app, please hit us up. We love you guys. I love my sister. I love Matt. Say goodnight. See you later.